I don't know how, like, the politically correct or the right way to start this video, so I think I'm gonna just start talking. Y'all, my son doesn't like me, and let me give y'all some backstory. And I feel like when I say this, or when I make a statement like that, like, people will always try to say, like, oh well, that's not true, or he doesn't feel like that. And it's like, no, he doesn't like me, right? So my son is severely autistic, and he's from a previous marriage. And so what I guess custody looks like, he's at my house for a week, and then he's at his mother's house for a week. And I always felt like I would think I was the fun parent. I guess I'm not the fun parent, at least in his vantage point. Of course, I'm more of the disciplinarian, right? So I know things may be a little more of a tighter leash at my house than maybe his mom's house. Not to say that she doesn't discipline him, but as a man trying to raise a little boy, like, with certain things you try to teach him and instill into them. And he'll be 8 in December, by the way. So I feel like sometimes with kids in general, but especially kids with autism, sometimes a lot of things feel like really transactional. And I'll explain it to you. Like, they have problems showing emotions or regulating emotions. So when I say it feels transactional, it's like if you're hungry, I give you something to eat. Or if I make you, if we put extra effort into preparing something nice for him, like, a lot of times he'll just take it and he won't say thank you, So then we'll try to tell him, like, hey, say thank you. And even it's like, I don't know sometimes if he even really grasps what thank you mean, or sometimes like he'll just take it, right? Or if I buy him some nice clothes or something like that, he just take them, he'll throw them on, and he might go to school and pour juice all over it the first day after he's worn it, and it's like, wow. So basically what I'm getting at is, sometimes being a parent, period, can feel like a thankless position, but definitely in my situation, when I tell you guys, when I drop him off to his mother's house, or if I take him over to her dad's or her mom's house, he loves his grandparents, and I'm glad he loves them. But to me, it's disheartening to where I drop you off to their house and you're running to the house, skipping to go to their house, and then anytime when it's time for us to rotate and I pick him up, he look like he don't want to go with me, he'll just kind of just look at me like, man, why you here, and the hard part about it, y'all, is I feel like for a little while I was trying to almost tap dance to get him to like me, so making it a point to buy him more toys and to take him more fun places, more trampoline parks, more trips to the park, more outings, more like we would already do stuff, but I felt like I tried to do more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And then, but still, every time I would pick him up, or it's time to go with dad, You know, it's the same energy. But if I take him back to his mom's house, granddad, grandmom, skipping and running. So now it almost feels like I've become like hardened a little bit, you know? Because like y'all, man, I've cried on it a few times. I'm like, man, I'm not crying over this anymore. And it's also like I deserve to still be able to be myself too, right? And I can't continue to cut backflips to get them to like me, you know? And I'm trying my best not to make it a situation where I feel resentful, you know? Because to be honest, y'all, he like, man, let's have a real conversation. All right. There are things that he could do for himself, but he needs guidance. Like in everything. When I say everything, everything. Like, if I don't tell him to go to the bathroom, he'll just play too long and forget to go to the bathroom, use the bathroom on himself. So we have to tell him to go to the bathroom, right? But then if he goes to the bathroom, it's like he gets confused on what he's supposed to do next. So then he'll just stay in the bathroom. And if you're not there, if you don't come and check on him 25, 30 minutes late, he's still just sitting in the bathroom. You gotta coach him through completing the process. You gotta coach him through brushing his teeth. You gotta coach him through taking a shower. You gotta coach him through getting dressed. So what I'm saying is none of it is like a simple process that like a cognitively average kid could just like handle, right? It's not that. Everything needs coaching. And sometimes you get a little burnt out with it, right? But then it's even harder when you're doing this and you like, this joker don't even like me, you know? And I'm gonna tell you guys, you know, when I've talked to his mom about it before, she's like, man, he like you, you know? But I feel like she says that because I feel like that's what she feels obligated to say, you know what I mean? And me and her, we got a good relationship. But if I'm being real and I just compare how our relationship is versus how he acts around everybody else, I'm the low man on the totem pole. And that gets frustrating to me because I do just as much for him as his mom does for him. His mom does just as much for him as I do for him. You know? His grandparents, they play a vital part in his upbringing, but his grandparents don't do more for him than what I do for him, nor should I even have to like feel like I need to compare that relationship, right? But that's just how I feel. So it's like day after day after day when it's like you have somebody that just treats you like they could care less about you. It's just real transactional, man. It gets frustrating, y'all. And some days are harder than others, you know. And I'm trying to still be the best representation of Christ that I can be. I'm still trying to be the best father figure and father to that boy that I can be, you know, because I love my little dude, man. But I also know that, you know, the way his mind works, he doesn't understand everything that's going on. I'm not even blaming him for it. I'm just saying, y'all, that's the situation.